This is moving in an easterly direction, so it's in the path of a couple other spots. Let's zoom out, let's take a look, and let's track this thing for you. By about 4:28, it'll be near the West Liberty area, just south of the Maryland border. Now, I know I'm a pretty short person here, but I did not know elk antlers were so huge. On a scale of, say, 1 to 5, this is a 1. That's how this is ranked here. About as low of a chance as it gets here for some strong wind gusts and maybe even some small pea-sized hail.
I'm going to have to come back and see what we can do about your meteorology job here this morning.
You act like I didn't warn you about these showers, Braden. I said it
Okay,
another hour,
okay, you might have warned me
during
about
the
it.
7 o'clock hour,
Okay,
sure enough.
Because let's be honest.
Yes, it was a good comeback from behind. It really was.
He was in last place.
Last place, first place,
Yes.
started from the bottom.
And
now we're here.
regardless where you started, if it were either of us, we would be seriously gloating.
Exactly
I
the
know.
same thing.
Trust me.
Never fear. Here to help us out is Julie Conkle from BJ's Wholesale Club, and you've got a couple things for us this morning, a couple ideas. Let's start with the first idea. What do we have here to put together? We see a few light to moderate rain showers in and around the Biglerville and Gettysburg area. In fact, right along that Route 30 corridor, you see this heftier pocket being indicated to you by the yellows, even the oranges. Let's take it north into parts of Mifflin, Juniata, Perry counties. Here it is, the heaviest of it, this wave that moved through not too long ago. It is now in the extreme northeastern tip of Mifflin County. You might notice I've got some sweet rides with me this morning. I'm at the AACA Museum, of course, in South Hanover Township, and I have to tell you, I'm loving this Thunderbird.
Andrea is a fan of a hockey team which didn't even make the playoffs.
Oh,
and we're starting that early.
Laying the birds down on a Friday morning.
I think they resemble this color, no?
Yes.
The Flyers,
Yeah,
that would be
they're
correct. As we're starting the Memorial Day weekend off on a good note, at least. Temperatures coming in the upper 70s, but we do have to watch for some isolated shower chances Sunday and for Memorial Day itself. Although the good news is that for any of your outdoor plans, Memorial Day does not look like a washout. Good morning. It's 5:16 now on your Thursday, and we are talking a snowy and blustery start to what's going to be a colder and a little less active of a Thursday afternoon. But in the here and now, we are contending with heavy wet snow, as mentioned, a winter storm warning in effect for the entire area until 10 o'clock this morning. But the good news is it is going to start to come to a halt over the next several hours from west to east. Let's check out the latest storm tracker imagery, and you can certainly see where the snow is coming down at this time. Any of the whites and even these blues and darker shadings of blue, but we can even start to see the back edge creep into parts of Franklin County at this hour. Let's zoom in and take a closer look into parts of York and Lancaster County, where it appears a touch of a hole is trying to fill in here. So you might be seeing a bit of a break in the intensity in the Lancaster City area down towards Providence, Chanceford, even Peach Bottom, but along the western, or I should say the eastern half of the county, that's where we're still seeing a little bit of light snow, and then the snow still coming down in York, Shrewsbury, Elizabethtown, even in the Harrisburg City area where it was coming down pretty heavy the last hour. But here it is, that back edge starting to work its way into the extreme southwestern portion of Franklin County, approaching the Chambersburg area, but we're still seeing a decent heavy wet snow falling east of the Chambersburg area into Adams County, the Gettysburg area, up towards Lattimore, Carlisle, and points to the northwest as well. Locations throughout Perry, Juniata, and Mifflin counties from Lewistown to Seville, all seeing this heavy wet snow fall at this hour as cold air is quickly rushed in. And take a look at it. You see the back edge here. It looks like it is now all snow, even as far east as the Philadelphia area, close to the Baltimore and the Washington, D.C. area, too. They'll have a little bit of snow as well before the back edge gets in here very quickly now. By about 9 o'clock, I think we see the final flakes fall in our easternmost parts. But currently, well, we can see the capital a little bit better this time around. At this exact time about an hour ago, not so much, but you can see the snow is still coming down across the Harrisburg City area. Breezy too. That camera, if you look at it enough, it is moving just slightly back and forth. We have some pretty potent north winds. Temperatures near the freezing mark in Peckway, Quarryville, and in Lidd. It's 32 in Clay. Many of these spots were in the lower 40s just a couple short hours ago. 30 in Annville, Palmyra, 32 in Grantville, and 29 in Jonestown. The back edge of the snow continues to exit the area, especially out in our westernmost parts over the next couple of hours. So through the 7 o'clock hour, Lewistown, Blaine, Chambersburg, Gettysburg starts to see the intensity lighten as this exits. And then during the 8 o'clock hour, Likens, Harrisburg, York follows suit, and then the final flakes fall in locations like Lebanon and Lancaster. Plenty of clouds for the area and blustery conditions into the afternoon. Wind chill values in the teens, and perhaps even a couple snow squalls because of those strong blustery winds and the cold air settling into the region. We'll keep an eye on that. Could see a couple additional inches worth of accumulations, as much as that. If we see the same spots get hit, usually you get about a quick half of an inch in these locations as that happens. But from today, this morning's batch of snow, 3 to 7 inches. That's what our forecast has been for nearly 24 hours now, and that's the way it is going to stay. And so far, it looks like that is going to be the overall range where everything is going to fall, the majority of it anyway. So today's forecast, temperatures in the 20s to near 30 degrees, strong wind shifting to the northwest over the next several hours, but that's going to help keep us cold. It is going to feel like the teens this afternoon, so you will certainly need to bundle up here. And then another cold day in store moving into tomorrow as well. Temperatures only sneaking into the lower 30s, but we do start to bounce back in the other direction for the weekend. And it is time for a check on traffic. Here's Chris.
Again, speeds